first words out of your mouth should state your question. I think that worked really well. First words out of your mouth state your question, then give us a little bit of context. So I like that a lot. So we're going to do that. Michelle's going to model. You're up.
I am a model. Okay, my question is, I want to serve these moms, but I feel awful asking them to pay money. How can I make enough money to leave my job so I can do this for them?
So I appreciate anytime someone is struggling to charge money because they feel bad about charging their avatar for something that they want to do. The very first thing you need to know about this is the more that people have invested, the more likely they are to show up and do the work. So again, fear is self-centered. You only feel fear when you're thinking about yourself and how this affects you. It's actually a service to charge people money. Because people don't value the things they don't pay for. They often don't show up and play hard for the things that are free. And they don't support themselves in a way that the same way they would with the same intensity if their back is up against the wall. Humans respond when they have to. That's how our human nature is. The human brain, the human design is to stay in convenience and comfort. So one of the reasons why fitness trainers are so effective is not because fitness trainers are effective, it's because they pay the money and so they go, I can't waste the money, so I will show up and do the thing, and when I do the thing, the results come. Accountability is partially the result of investment. So we want to give things to people for free. That's what content marketing is. My give back to the world is my freaking podcast, our podcast, my blog, my social media. That's my give back to the world. In many ways, I think it's more valuable than a lot of college educations. It's all free. But when someone really wants to change their life, they have to pay, because the more people pay, the more they pay attention. And the more that they invest, the more likely they are to do the work. So that's actually a big service for them. It's not just for you.
True.
So the second thing in line with that, because I completely agree with that, but if you're struggling to charge enough, right, one of the things that I want everyone to think about is that your price is a qualifying tool, right? Your price is a qualifying tool. It's what separates the people who really want the things versus the people who say they want the thing. And at the end of the day, we are all only able to help people who want to help themselves. Your job is not to change lives. Your job is to help other people change their life. And when we say, I want to do this for free, or I feel bad about charging someone for this, what you're really doing is taking on all the responsibility, all the ownership into their choice, into their success, into their commitment. And you can't make them do it. You don't live in their home, you're not with them every day, you can't make them change their mind, you can't change their mindset. All you can do is guide them, help them, support them, teach them, so that they can make these decisions and changes for themselves. And one of the things I think is really important is that when you think about price as a qualifying tool, it is what separates the serious, the committed, from the I think I am, I want to be, but I'm not there yet, right? And I think that's a really important thing, because if we're going to invest our time, money, energy, and resources into helping you, you've got to meet me halfway. And a part of that qualifier is, are you willing to put your money where your mouth is, right? And that's a desire thing, but it's also a commitment thing, an accountability thing, right? And that's a part of this. But if we think somehow we are the ones that are going to change people's lives, that's where we have it wrong. You're not. You're the conduit. You're the guy, you're the helper, but you cannot do it for them. They have to do it for themselves. And step one is saying, I'm making a leap of faith, I'm taking a financial commitment, and I'm gonna do something different. And step one is I'm willing to pay for this, right? I think that's the first thing. The second thing that I think is important, what Roy mentioned, I think is valuable about content marketing, but it's kind of one of those things that for all of us, if we just want to help people, that is content marketing, right? That is blogs, social media, podcasts, all the free content you put out there. But one of the things that we all have the opportunity to do is provide so much value that people go, man, I get so much from you, I need to pay you, right? It's like, oh my gosh, you have given me so much, I feel like I need to pay you. Can I pay you for this? And that's a part of how we serve people for free, is overwhelm them with value to the point where they're going, oh my gosh, like, I feel like I should be paying you. And then for those people, they can.
I have a follow-up question. Okay, so I do not want to do one-on-one coaching. That is not what I want to do. I don't have the time. I still work full-time in my medical sales job, and so for right now, I'm looking into speaking because that would be easier for me to be able to take the weekend and go somewhere and start that. But what should my back, sell in the back of the room, what does that look like?
Yeah, so if you don't want to do coaching, and again, don't feel bad for not wanting to do one-on-one coaching. That is not everyone's call. It is not for you, and that's okay. Own it. There are several things. You can have a course, right? You can sell a workshop, right? Knowing who you're catering to. It could be workshops. It could be parent retreats. It could be anything from a course. So there's lots of things. Also, speaking might just be the thing, right? There's two things you have to think about. There are professional speakers. That's their primary business model, right? There are some of you in here that's what you want to do. That you want to be on 100 stages a year, and that's what you want to do. We have tons of friends who do not have back-end offers. We don't suggest that, but that is the highly paid professional speaker. This is my business model. Then there's speaking as prospecting, which is I am speaking, which I'll do things for free. I'll take lower fees because I know that I have a back-of-room offer. And I think part of it is like you could have speaking as just the thing that you're selling, or you can be willing to go, hey, I'll take less fees, I'll take no fee, because I know I'm going to sell this thing at the back of the room to make up for it. And those things, I think, knowing what you just said, that could be a course, could be a workshop, could be a retreat, and a variety of other things.
And just that is how we started. So my very first monetization of speaking was I spoke for free. I was teaching how to be funny to make more money. And I spoke for, I know, I'm really good at it. And I would speak for free for an hour, and then I would sell a ticket to come to a half-day training. And then my first book was a self-published book on that same subject, and then I would sell the book and the ticket combined. And then when we started our first company, what we were all doing is we were offering to do a 1-hour sales training, and at the end, we would sell a ticket to a 1-day sales training conference. So that lends itself to a very transactional, like as I have time available, and I'm not into the recurring. I'm just
and we did that for 4 years. It wasn't like it was like for a little bit. Like we did it for 4 years and put on 36 one-day events, doing hundreds and hundreds of workshops for free to sell those tickets.